I'm afraid my ex is making the biggest mistake of his life. We were together 7 years. No drama, no big fights. We talked about everything. Last month, we were literally sitting on the couch together, browsing house listings, picking out neighborhoods, debating square footage like it was the most important thing in the world. 1 week later, he ended it. I need to give you some context because this isn't just a normal breakup story. We met when we were 19. Both of us were in bad places. He was dealing with depression so heavy he could barely get out of bed some mornings. I had grown up with a father who tore me down every single day. We found each other and we just fit. Not in a dramatic fireworks kind of way. In a quiet, solid way. The kind where you stop feeling like you have to explain yourself to someone. We built something real together. Real in the boring, ordinary sense of the word. We had routines. We had inside jokes that made no sense to anyone else. We cried together when his grandfather died. He held my hand for 6 months straight after my mom passed away. That kind of real. And then she came to stay with us. He met her online about 10 years ago. They had been close friends for years, gaming together, texting constantly. I never felt threatened by it because he was always open about her and she lived in another country. She had only met him in person once before, years ago, before we were even together. 3 weeks ago, she came to stay with us for 2 weeks. I welcomed her. I made her feel at home. I cooked dinner the first night she arrived. We sat at our kitchen table, the three of us, laughing and talking until midnight. I had no idea what was happening on the other side of that table. Somewhere during those 2 weeks, he decided his whole life was wrong. He said being around her made him realize something felt different. That when he looked at me after she arrived, something had shifted. That he thought he had feelings for me, but now understood he had only ever thought he did. 7 years of thinking. He sat me down 3 days after she left. He was calm. That was the part that got me the most. He wasn't crying. He wasn't shaking. He was completely calm, like he had already processed everything, and I was just the last step in a checklist. He said he didn't want to waste my time. That he cared about me too much to keep pretending. He booked a flight to her country the same week. 3 weeks. That's how long it took. She flies in, stays in the guest room down the hall, and 3 weeks later, he's buying a plane ticket to go be with her. Here's what I keep coming back to. Not the betrayal itself. Not even the fact that I sat across from her at my own dinner table and cooked her a meal while all of this was forming in his head without a single word to me. It's that I already know exactly how this story ends. He has wanted a large family his entire life. He talked about it constantly. Not casually, not like a passing thought, like a plan he had already built his future around. 4, maybe 5 kids. A big chaotic house full of noise and holidays and people spilling into every room. That was his picture of what happiness looked like. She doesn't want children. Not maybe. Not someday. Never. It came up during her visit. I was sitting right there when it came up and she was completely clear about it. He laughed it off. Said it wasn't something they needed to figure out right now. Changed the subject. I remember thinking it was a strange thing to brush past so quickly. I didn't know yet why it stuck with me. His own family doesn't even fully understand this. His mom called me last week. She wasn't calling to take sides. She just called to check on me and ended up admitting that the whole family is confused. That he seems different. Not happy different. Urgent different. Like someone trying to lock something in before the feeling disappears. She said his dad hasn't said much but his expression says everything. I told her I genuinely hope I'm wrong about all of this. I really do. But I spent 7 years learning this man. I know the difference between what he says he wants and what he actually needs. And right now he is sprinting towards something that is going to fall apart the moment ordinary life shows up and the real questions have to be answered. You can't laugh off the children conversation forever. The worst part isn't that he left. People leave. Feelings change. I understand that. I don't even hate him for it. The worst part is watching someone you once understood completely make a decision you can see straight through. Watching him choose something that looks like love but is really just the thrill of something new and unknown. Knowing the future he's racing toward doesn't even match the one he described to me every single year we were together. And knowing there is nothing you can do except wait for reality to catch up with him. I'm not angry. I thought I would be, but I'm not. I just feel sorry for him.